Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It is Wednesday, the 26th of March. So we'll be looking at Thursday Sweet 16 action with Matt Fargo and Brian Bitler. Brian was MIS today. Apparently, he's got some crazy backyardigans going on in his house. He's got trees falling and limbs. A little manual labor he's got to do for us. But that's all. He's back today. Good to see him. We're going to get to some Thursday action in the Sweet 16. But before we get to that, hit the like button, share, subscribe, notification bell on. So you know each and every day we come at you with college basketball free picks. Although me and Matt did lose our free picks here yesterday in the show. NBA free picks with Chip Trimis and Doug Upstone on Mondays and Thursdays. And the live show on Friday, the Friday Live. Apparently there might be a Mark Lawrence sighting. That's the rumor out here. That is possibility. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. But again, this is our free pick side of things. Head on over to gamblersworld.net for all of our premium plays, whether in the NIT, the CBI, the NCAA Sweet 16, maybe Major League Baseball tomorrow. There seems to be a couple baseball games, some other sports starting up there tomorrow. We got you covered here at gamblersworld.net with all of our top plays, premium action. Go get it. And right now we're talking Sweet 16, or we will be talking Sweet 16 in about 37 seconds. We have our Sweet 16 special up. Hello, $149. Get everything through the championship game, just $149. That is all college basketball. That is the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, the Final Four, the championship game, and the crown. Oh, it's the crown, everybody. The crown. The crown is like the NIT 2.0, I guess. It's everybody who's too cool for the NIT went to the crown. And that will probably go too because it's in Vegas. So it's probably worth it for these cats head out to Vegas as opposed to staying on their own campus for 2 rounds and then going to MSG. But we'll talk about that next week because that crown stuff on Monday. But gentlemen, I'm going to start with Brian Bitler. It's been a week since we've seen Brian. Sorry to hear about the backyard. It's spring cleaning. Not only is it spring training, it is time for spring cleaning, right? We got to blow the leaves out of the bushes, gather up the branches. Home ownership. The joys of home ownership, right?
Definitely, for sure. I just got back from Southern Virginia yesterday, had a good time, and now I got to clean up the yard, get it ready for spring. I want a nice 15-5 all-sports run. Had a losing day yesterday, but, overall I'm starting to heat up at the right time with baseball starting up tomorrow, so look forward to today's card.
Oh, 64%. That's pretty good. I know there are those out there in the X and Twitter and Discord worlds who think that that's not good. Yeah, well, in the real world where we live, where we bet games, that is excellent run, Brian. Good work. But you've been having a good season throughout college basketball and college football anyway. So it's nothing new here. Again, get Brian's best plays at gamblersworld.net. Matt Fargo, Mr. Blue Jay, he's pumped up. I think the Blue Jays surprised a little bit this year. Why do I think with the Yankees pitching woes, I think Toronto is ripe for a surprise season?
I'll take it. Hey, they won the Grapefruit League, right? So I don't know how that correlates to regular season. I've never actually looked up, how spring training, goes into the regular season. It doesn't mean anything to me, but yeah, looking forward to it. Big day tomorrow for baseball. I'm having I have 5 games ready to go. We'll be posting those this afternoon. Looking for some value dogs early on in the season, which we like to do for the first couple weeks at least. A NIT Game of the Year tonight, 27-22 run on Game of the Year plays in college hoops and an NBA double play. Yeah, coming off the Oklahoma State loss last night, unfortunately. They were really never in the game. It was just that North Texas defense was just relentless throughout. They took a 1-point lead late in the second half, and like 20 seconds later, North Texas got a 4-point play. And they tried to come back at the end, but, no go there. So we're going to bounce back tonight with a win. 2 plays in the NBA, like I said. And also check out my golf article, which will be posted this afternoon at gamblersworld.net. Looking at the Texas Children's Houston Open tournament preview, 4 best bets, and looking for a winner out of the group there.
There we go. We get articles also at gamblersworld.net. Go check out Matt Fargo's. And on Thursday, we also have the Doug Upstone Shoot the Rock drop in there. So not just premium picks there. We give you some other content you'd like to enjoy. Speaking of other content, we're just talking baseball real fast. Our baseball preview videos have been up for the last couple of weeks. If you haven't checked them out, our division winners, we think, more kind of plus money stuff there, win totals as well. We'll talk about that probably daily as the season progresses too. You could always jump into them. I know for a fact people don't like to lock in the NFL game 5 days out of an NFL. I'm sure they don't want to lock up their money for 6 months when there's a NBA first basket to bet the next day. So whatever floats people's boats. Matt, you had the Northern Iowa say, I went with the over on Bradley just because I thought it was just ridiculous. Kept going up and up. That was a loser for me. I had Bradley as well, both as premium plays. I was on a nice 9-3 or 10-3 run to that. Now it's you drop 2. Back at it. What can we do? Sometimes we lose a game, folks. Can't win them all. That would be called stealing. It wouldn't be called gambling if we knew that. We'd have the old gray sports almanac from Back to the Future. You ever go to bed thinking that'd be nice to wake up a gray sports almanac just for a year, right? What would you do with that book for if you just had it for a season of NFL?
They'd cut you off after a while. You'd have to keep on finding new ways to put the money down. But,
you could probably steal a chunk though during NFL because you come in you're in Vegas or in Jersey, you got an app. You could probably hit these because they love their parlay. So if you knew what's coming, you'd probably be good for a month before they got you. But Vegas, I think it'd still probably take them for a couple $100,000 a pop. I don't know. It's nice to dream. We can dream as old people.
That's right.
Yep, that's for sure.
Speaking of dreams, we have Sweet 16. These guys are all dreaming of moving on to the next round and cutting down those Nets one shining moment or whatever they do their little song nonsense for the basketball game. We're going to start here. We'll flip it back to Matt here. We'll go with your game. Maryland and Florida. It's a 6.5-point fave, 157. You look at these lines for all these games, 5.5s, 5, 6s. Even the games we weren't looking at, we got 8s and 9s. The separation, I think we said this the other day, between the top teams and everybody else is ridiculous because these guys would all be double-digit favorites at home right now. Listen, we all like our dogs. We want to see upset stuff like that. But you also want good teams playing. The fact that these lines are what they are, I don't know if we're going to see upsets. I want dogs. I do. I'm going to be cheering for them. I'll probably have a few of them, but it looks pretty chalky to me here. Florida, everybody loves Maryland. Right? They're kind of like the trendy pick, big starting 5. They got the one guy off the bench. It's they seem they want to get up and down run. They look pretty good. They've had great wins out of the Big Ten. Florida looks on another level at times. Tough. They battled all the way back. I thought UConn was going to get them. I thought UConn was going to nab them there. They showed some heart, resiliency, got it done at the end, pulled away. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, how chalky the Sweet 16 is right now with some of these lines and how the favorites have, dominated throughout the first part of the tournament. Whether we see, this coming back to the meeting, I'm not sure. I do like a few of the dogs on Thursday and Friday, so I think I'm going to roll that way. And one of them is Maryland. As you just mentioned, the starting 5, one of the best, in the country, if not the best. The problem is depth. They don't have much depth. That's their issue. And if they get into foul trouble, that could be big trouble for them. But so far it's panned out. Florida's not a team that goes to free throw line much. They don't get fouled very often. So I don't think that's going to be a real issue. And the one thing for them, with their starting 5 getting so many minutes, they've been out for 4 days here. So Kevin Willard is notoriously not a good coach here or when he's with Seton Hall. Coming off short rest, 2 days or less, he's not been good. 3-14 against the number. So extra time, I think, is good for Maryland. And you look at their big games. They're 9-7 in quad 1, which is good, not great. But the 7 losses have all been by 7 points, 5 points or less, and by an average of 3.1 or 3.2 points per game. So even their losses, they've been competitive. I think they keep them close. I think 6.5 is a big number here. I look at Terrapins to keep this one within a 1 or, in this case, even 2-possession game.
Maryland plus 6.5 official pick here from Matt. Fargo for the video. Brian Bitler, Terps, Gators. What are your thoughts?
I'm good. Me and Matt are pretty much on the same wavelength here. I really like Maryland. I think maybe it'll be a premium pick by tomorrow. If you look at what came out, I think it was the earliest win from DraftKings Sports. 87% of the bets on Florida, so they're the heaviest bet side so far as of this morning. And Maryland, you're getting almost basically more than 2 possessions here. I think the Terps can keep it close. We've seen how well they played against Connecticut, a team that I had going pretty far in the tournament. So for me, I'm going to take the points here with the Terrapins. I think they keep it close.
There you go, Brian Bitler on the Terps. And I got to say, I'm probably on the Terps as well. As much as I was saying, like these faves, I had to take the dog. Like Matt was saying, I have a starting five, which is as good as anybody's in the country. We saw them when at their peak play excellent. Florida, I don't know. This is a team, I think, that's been, I don't say under the radar, but they really have been second fiddle to Auburn down there, and even Alabama because of the offense. But I think they're just as good, maybe better. I mean, they actually won the SEC tournament, but I can't. I'm so locked into the dogs. I gotta look at the 6.5. I know I'll probably end up going like I'll take 5 dogs and go 2 and 3 or something, but I can't help myself. I'm gonna make it a trifecta here. Maryland plus 6.5. We all agree on, but it's the official play. Matt Fargo has it here as the official play. Record-wise, 40 and 34. We are overall with college basketball free picks. As Matt said, he's got NBA and college basketball right now, and he'll be adding Major League Baseball, gamblerworld.net. So we'll get that. You don't want to miss out on that's premium. Next game up, Brian Bitler, Alabama and BYU. I thought this total would probably be like around 170, 175. Here it is, 175.5, a 5.5 point line. BYU, I really thought they'd get picked off. I really did. I'm like, you know what? Nice season. You had a couple nice wins, but you're home. You get a team off of another win. This and that. Are they as good as they are? I think this is a team that's totally not being looked at. They're still rolling along, and they score. This is when I saw them in that Iowa State. I thought I had a good spot with Iowa State over them in the Big Ten conference tournament, and then they just roared back. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! I thought, you know what, nice season will come to an end. I don't know. These guys talk about the little engine that could. I like the points here. Again, it's give me the points. A team that averages this is like you're telling me you're getting Alabama in 5 or 6 points. BYU scores ridiculous. You give them 5.5 points versus Alabama, who gives up 90 a game. There's teams that could score like they score. I don't know. What do you think? Your game.
I like this game just as much as the last pick with Maryland here. I like BYU plus the points. I mean, for as much winning and covering as they're doing, they're a team that's pretty much always floats under the radar, and Alabama is always going to get a lot of attention with their athletes and playing the SEC. But you look at BYU and who they've played and beaten. Wisconsin, VCU, Iowa State twice, a good West Virginia team. They knocked off Arizona. They knocked off Kansas. So this BYU team, I think, can hang with anybody. If you're going to give me almost 2 possessions, I'm going to take BYU plus the points here.
I totally agree. Matt?
Yeah, I'm on board with Brian for sure. I like the points here. The one hiccup they did have was against Houston, who just, relentless defense just completely shut them down. I think they scored 54 in that game. But they won every other game since then, and they won 12 of their last 13. So, yeah, and you brought up that Iowa State game. I was on Iowa State, and to start the second half, the Cyclones started pulling away, and then BYU just came roaring back. And that showed me a lot. This team does not give up. They can score. Alabama, not a great shooting team right now. They're 34.7% this month from deep. And, I mean, BYU's beaten some good teams. They're 8-1 their last 9 quad 1 games. Yeah, you give me this many points, I'm definitely on them.
I mean, you mentioned losing to Houston. I just had to go back and look at Houston's record, who they lost to. They got an overtime loss to Texas Tech, who's playing right now. You lost to Alabama in overtime on a neutral and Auburn on a neutral by 5. And then you got a San Diego State neutral loss by 3. But that's, you're in Hawaii, wherever you're playing. Houston's a really good team. I'm not talking anybody up. You lose to Houston down the stretch. I'm not going to take that away from you. That's not going to – it won't lose any value in my eyes. But another trifecta here from us. Shockingly, we're all on the underdog here. Official play, Brian Bitler, BYU plus the 5.5. Again, this is Brian's free pick. Get his top premium plays at gamblersworld.net. As I mentioned, we have the Sweet 16 package going on. Brian's pretty hot right now. There you go, 149. Wraps it all up in a little bow for you. All the college basketball you can handle through the championship game. NIT championship, CBI championship, the Crown championship, a lot of championships covered for just $149. Go get it. And also, we have the 3, 7, and 30-day packages. They're guaranteed. You want to go a little longer range. It's a little bit more money, but it's guaranteed because if we don't show you a profit, we credit you back. And that is also all sports. But listen, we save you a little money. We make a little money on the back end when the game's cash for you. Final game of Thursday that we're going to cover here. Arkansas and Texas Tech. Here we go. 5.5 and a 148. Arkansas gets it done. I actually have them to elite Arkansas to the Elite Eight for about almost 13-1 odds. Because I thought, you know what, Kansas, maybe Kansas go on a run. Who knows, right? And then you had St. John's, who had a great season, and then you get here, anything could happen. Well, Calipari showed he could coach a little bit. And I'm not a huge Calipari guy. Usually, I think he kind of rolls the ball out and says, let my talent win out. At least that's what it looked like he was doing in Kentucky towards the end with guys he was getting in there. As one-and-done guys. Here's another spot, though. Sign me up on the points. As much as, like I said, at the beginning of the show, it was like the faves would all be 12 and 13-point favorites at home. I'm taking the 5s in all these games, 5.5s. Arkansas, with Calipari, you're going to give me a coach who's won a championship, who's got his team kind of focused, and it's all about kind of peaking at a good spot. I'm going to take the 5.5, and I like Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is another squad where we get into like kind of BYU being overlooked by teams. I think Texas Tech gets the same kind of treatment because everybody's second fiddle to Houston out there. I mean, the Red Raiders had a great season, by the way. I mean, this is not, could Texas Tech win this game by like 15 and shut down Arkansas? Because you look at the game against St. John's. St. John's couldn't, find any water, right? I mean, they were on the boat. There's nothing. They were dry docked. Just poor shooting across the board there. I actually also like the over here. Maybe I'll get a little double play here. I'll say Arkansas on the over because Texas Tech is not going to shoot like St. John's shot for 25%. And to get outplayed and still win the game, they were out-rebounded, out-hustled around on the floor. You still pulled out a win. You know what, though? I think they kind of build a little bit here where he's going to say, hey, we caught a lucky break there because we had 3 guys who couldn't score a basket. That's not going to happen 2 games in a row. I'm going to get a great performance here out of Calipari's crew, I think. And, again, I'm not a Calipari guy. But you're going to give me 5.5 with this team. This is where not the Cinderellas come into play, right? But this is where in the Sweet 16 you see an upset of a team that maybe shouldn't be here, whether it's Gonzaga or VCU or Xavier, whatever kind of smaller school is on the outlier. I think Arkansas is that team in this, what's left of this out of the 16 teams. That's, wow, I can't believe Arkansas is here. I'm going to ride them. Brian. What do you think?
I wish I could go into detail, but this is my Sweet 16 game of the year for sale over at GamblersWorld.net.
There you go.
But, I'd lean to the under if I was going to play the total. I think you'll see the defense turned up intensity-wise.
All right. So a little under action there from Brian, but it's top GOY in the tournament. More reason to go get it. Go get it, folks. GamblersWorld.net for Brian's top play tonight or tomorrow on Thursday. Matt, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to I have to lean against you here, Sean. Reason being, this is one of the favorites that I do like as of right now. I think Tech could bounce back here. They've had a couple, good-sized wins, but when I say bounce back, they haven't shot the ball. They were 2 for 14 against Drake from long range in the last game, and they're number 22 in the country in 3-point shooting. So I think they bounce back here. And I think they have one intangible in their favor, which could come into play. It's leaning that way, where one of their leading scorers, Chance McMillan, can come back. I've read that he looks like he's going to be a game time decision, but he might go. And this game's in San Francisco. It's 30 minutes from his hometown. I think he's going to do everything he can to get out on the court, and getting him back, just helps the offense out. So I was slightly leaning Tech here. Started going against you. I think Arkansas. I think Arkansas' run is kind of done. I agree with what you said about there's always a possibility that Cinderella coming in, but this Tech team, they were preseason Final Four sleeper team, went through some injuries, and I think if they can get McMillan back, I think they'll be good to go.
I'm writing it down because after tomorrow's game, I'm going to mention on the Friday show. Be like, oh, there we go. We had these. I'll do the recap of our Thursday games on Friday. So at least one of us will win. But
It's your play. It's your play, buddy.
I was going to say, hopefully for the record wise, it is Arkansas covering the 5.5 here for our college basketball pick record here. Again, it's 40-34. Me and Matt let you down on Wednesday. But you know what? No better time to get on a play is after we lose, because we're going to want to come at it and redeem ourselves here for everybody. We'll recap these real fast. So Arkansas plus 5.5, BYU plus 5.5, Maryland plus 6.5. We like some dogs here tomorrow night on Thursday night. Again, we get the Thursdays tournament games, folks. These are free picks. As mentioned earlier, top plays, premium packages at gamblersworld.net. Brian's got a big game of the year going on Thursday. Matt, I believe, has a NBA game of the week. Or college. What do we got today?
NIT game of the year going tonight.
NIT game of the year today here on Wednesday. Gamblersworld.net. Go get them. You could you want to buy the individual pick? Sure. You want to buy a daily pass and get everybody's packages for the day? It's $69.99. Or probably smart money move would be the $149 NCAA tournament package, because you'll get all these top plays for Wednesday and Thursday night and the rest of every single game through the championship game. I believe it's April 7th. Somewhere along those lines. You got plenty of, you're going to get games, folks. Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, and the Crown. There's still basketball left to be played. Make that smart money move at gamblersworld.net. Maryland in the points. BYU in the points. Arkansas in the points. It's dog days here on Thursday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Gentlemen, good luck to you. Have a Thursday. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.